Hey everybody, so you just got home and your rabbit is not eating, not drinking. They're just in the corner looking really sad. They're not coming to you for their favorite treat, so what are you gonna do? Keep listening to find out. So the very first thing you're gonna want to do is head over to your local Walmart, and you're gonna be needing to go to Walmart and to the pet store if you don't have any of these supplies with you. So you're going to be in the baby section at Walmart and you're going to be looking for little packs of applesauce, baby food that has ingredients that your rabbit is able to eat. Now, you're going to need to look at the ingredients very carefully because you're not going to want it to have any lemon juice. It's really kind of difficult to find some that don't have ingredients that you're not going to want, but I ended up finding two that looked okay. One of them I have used before. I'm going to show you more detail. So you're also going to want to get some simethicone gas drops. This is going to be really important because your rabbit is most likely not feeling good because it has gas built up in its stomach. Now, if your rabbit is sneezing, then it could be something else, like a respiratory sickness. That is not what I'm going to be talking about here. You're going to need to take your rabbit to the vet for that. What the most likely cause of your rabbit being hunched over and not eating is going to be gas buildup in their stomach or about to go into GI stasis, which is where their stomach stops moving. This is critical that you do something, especially if it's on the weekend and you can't take your rabbit to the vet. I'm going to show you the rest of the items that you're going to need from Walmart and the pet store, but please take into account that this is just my personal experience and accumulative information that I've learned reading online and working with my own rabbits. There hasn't been videos that I've found about this topic, so I just wanted to share what I do so that you don't have to panic alone. But please understand that I am not a veterinarian, and I hope that this can help. Okay, now that you're back from the store, this is what you're going to want to be looking at. Some of this stuff can be found in Walmart, and the rest of it can be found in the pet store or online. That's why it's so important that you have these things ready before an emergency happens, because like I'm going to talk about, these items cannot really be found in the store. You might get lucky and find them in the pet store, but my pet stores, for example, in Texas do not really carry these items. But I heard from other people that in California some pet stores do have these items, but you just never know if your pet store would have it. So it's kind of like a hit or miss and you don't want to risk not having it. So the stuff that you can get from Walmart is going to be these. So the reason I picked these is because it's as natural as it's possible. Like I was showing you in the store, the ingredients, you're going to want it to be having no added items. It's not great that it has this vitamin E and citric acid. This is a new one that I haven't fed them yet, but it's still super basic. This is one I've fed them before. This is one of the only ones that I saw in the store that was like good, to be honest. This only had that vitamin C added, and a lot of them had lemon juice added, and I just didn't want especially like lemon juice. So this hasn't upset their stomach and they really like eating this. So it encourages them to have their medicine, which you'll see what I'm going to do with this. So we're going to want to get this. This is going to be in the baby food section of Walmart. Now you're still in the baby section, so you're going to need to get Pedialyte unflavored. You can get the name brand or the off brand, it doesn't really matter, because it's going to be a lot and you're not going to use all of it. But so this is just regular unflavored. Make sure you get unflavored Pedialyte so that it's safe for your pet. Then you're still in the baby section. You're going to see that they have these baby simethicone anti-gas drops. You don't have to get the name brand, you can get the off brand, as long as it says no artificial dyes or flavors. And then you can also check the ingredients for that just to be sure. But the main ingredient is simethicone. As you can see, it's like both the same. And then some inactive ingredients. This has natural strawberry flavor, that's fine. You just don't want any artificial or unnatural flavors. So both of these are good. There's a lot of good ones. I haven't opened one. This one is from Walgreens. You're also going to want a 5 milliliter or 10 milliliter syringe. This is so that you can load up the mixture you're about to make and feed it to your rabbit. The 5 ml is fine. 10 ml is can be preferred because you're going to hold more mix in it, but they're both good. You don't want any smaller than this. These come with a very small, it's like 1 ml syringe. It looks like that, as you can see. That is not going to be enough to fill up what you're going to need to fill up in it, because it's going to get all blocked up in the syringe. This even gets blocked a little bit. That's why I would recommend a 10 ml. So the last thing you're going to need is either a Bennyback Probiotic Powder or this gel. Now, if you were not able to get a hold of this in time because you're watching this video because your rabbit's already sick and you're panicking, it's okay. You don't it's important to have this because if your rabbit's stomach bacteria is not in balance, then this is going to balance it and kill the bad bacteria and start growing good bacteria. That's why this is so important. But it's hard to tell if that's the problem or if your rabbit is just having gas. So if your rabbit's just having gas, then you can wait a little bit on this, but it's still good to get this so that your rabbit can start having a healthy gut bacteria. And then you're going to need this critical care. This is so that your rabbit, while it's not eating anything because it's not feeling so good, it's still getting nutrients and into its stomach so that its stomach can keep moving. This is why I recommend getting the first aid kit from the shop. If you don't want to get that, you can buy the items individually online, but this little first aid kit has a little bit of everything for a lower price than having to buy each of these things individually, which is going to be more, it's going to be more money, but you're going to have more product, or you can pay less money and have smaller sizes just in case of an emergency. So it's whichever you prefer, but it's just really important that you have these things because this is really hard to find, like I said, in the pet store. So now you're ready. So you're going to want to be mixing items. So you're going to want to take some of this and pour it in here and mix it up with a little bit of Pedialyte and water so that you have a little slurry mixture. And then you're going to want to add a couple of drops of the simethicone. Rabbits cannot overdose on this, but you're not going to want to give a lot if they've never had it before. Just give, I would say a little bit under 1 ml is good. So this is going to be 1 ml. You're going to want to give a little bit less than that to start, and just put it in here, mixed it with this apple blueberry spinach, or you can, if you are not able to find this, you can honestly mix in a food processor apples, blueberry, spinach together and make your own. That's probably going to be the best way. Just make sure it's really finely applesauced. And then, like I said, you're going to mix the Pedialyte, some water, do 50-50 Pedialyte and water when you're putting it in. And then add less than 1 ml of this simethicone. Then you're going to want to add a little bit of critical care, just like a sprinkle of it in here. And then you're going to want to add some of the probiotic. This is a gel of the Bennyback. You can add that in here and mix it up, or you can add some of the powdered version. Powdered version is easier because it dissolves better, but either or doesn't matter. They're both good. So you're going to mix it all up in here. So I'm not going to actually video me mixing it up because my rabbit was sick last weekend, so I don't want to waste this simethicone or the Pedialyte, but I can show you how to then feed your rabbit. I'm just gonna pull up in the syringe some of this so that you can see that the rabbit likes this and the rabbit likes the critical care. So Ashy likes both of those. Cece does not like critical care, so I have to force feed it in the side of her mouth, but because she likes this, when I mix it up, it's like okay and she'll eat it. So I just filled up a little bit of that applesauce in here so you can get a visual idea, but you're gonna want to fill it up all the way to the bottom with the mixture that you've made. You can water it down a little bit if the critical care is getting stuck in the syringe top. That's okay, but just make sure that you're giving this to your rabbit every, I would say every 30 minutes or so until they seem like they're looking a little bit better. So Ashy's here. So as you can see, she easily will eat the mixture, even if I add the critical care. So she makes my job really easy. Even when she's feeling sick, she'll still eat it, because she really likes the flavor. And then even Cece likes the flavor too. She'll come and try and take some. See, all gone. That was so easy. Now she's trying to bite the tip of it off because she loves it. Okay. Now, while they're not feeling so good, you're going to want to clean out their water really well and add some Pedialyte to their water as well, just so that they can get better faster. I noticed this perks up my rabbits and makes them better a lot faster. If your rabbit is still feeling really bad, your vet may recommend that you give it this Metaclopramide Medicine. It stimulates their gastrointestinal tract and encourages them to start eating hay again, which is really important for their digestive system. So you do not need to jump to this first thing. I have this because Cece has had GI stasis problems before, and also when they went to get spayed, I was given this medication. So I just keep it on hand. If the simethicone isn't working, I add a little bit of this to the mixture that I was just talking about and give it to them as well, and then this definitely ends up working after a couple hours. So when Ashy was feeling sick, and I did this whole process, she was feeling sick in the evening. Of course, it always happens on the weekend when the vet is closed, but she was feeling sick on the in the evening, and already by the next day, well, I was feeding her this mixture every half hour, and already by the next day she was feeling a lot better. So she was already eating hay properly and her veggies. So I promise this is going to work. I really hope that it helps your rabbit, and I hope that you're not in this situation. But I know it can be stressful, but don't worry, your rabbit is going to get through it. You're going to want to make sure that you're rinsing out your syringe clean every time with warm water, and then refilling it with your mixture. Try to keep it as clean as possible because you're adding probiotic bacteria. You don't want to make this grow bad bacteria because you're trying to keep everything as clean as possible. Your rabbit's already not feeling good. Another tip I have is just to gently massage your rabbit's stomach back and forth to try and loosen up some of the gas in there. It may be uncomfortable for your rabbit, but you're going to want to be really gentle and try to just loosen up a little bit the gas. While your rabbit is trying to recover from their stomach issues, you're going to want to give them a lot of space to walk and run around so that they can also, by walking and running around, they're moving their gut around, and it can help a lot. The way that my rabbit Ashy got sick this weekend, I assume that it was because she was eating too much kale. It can happen in so many different ways, like maybe they ate something they're not supposed to. Like, you literally can have no idea on how it happened, and I didn't understand why it happened this time, and I just really had to evaluate what could it have been. I checked everywhere if there was anything on the floor that she could have eaten that may have fallen down, and there wasn't. So I think what had happened was she was eating too much kale, and that just caused gas in her stomach. So you just need to be really aware of these things and like try and think hard of what it could be so that you don't have the same mistake happen again, because you don't want your rabbit to be in pain or uncomfortable. I appreciate you watching my video, and I hope that it was helpful for any rabbit owners out there. I just think that it's this information is really important, and I wish that there was a video explaining it sooner for me to watch. So thank you, bye!